What's up, everybody? I'm over here in our classic review, and today I'll be talking about my thoughts on a stop-motion short made by Tim Burton back in 1982. It's called Vincent, and this was when he was at Disney. This one was a short he made during the time. I think it was shown during around the time when he made Frankenweenie. The original, the live action one. So this was made for that. And before we begin, did you just subscribe? Did you hit about, if so, how morbid are you in stop motion? If so, comment down below and let's see what happens. So yeah, Vincent was a stop motion short horror film. Written, designed, and directed by Tim Burton. And produced by Rick Heinrichs. This is currently no individual release of the film, except for a few bootlegs released. It can be found in the 2008 Special Edition and Collector's Edition DVDs of Nightmare Before Christmas as a bonus feature, and on Cinema 16 DVD American Short Films. The film is narrated by the late great Vincent Price, a lifelong idol and inspiration for Burton. From this relationship, Price will go on to appear in Burton's film Edward Scissorhands, which Vincent Price later said that Vincent was the most gratifying thing that ever happened. It was immortality, better than a star on Hollywood Boulevard. Yeah, and Edward Scissorhands was his final film before he passed away, so that was a great tribute to him as well. And you know, it was directed and written by Tim Burton, produced by Rick Heinrich, with, of course, cinematography by Victor Adolov, music by Ken Hilton. It was produced by Walt Disney Productions, distributed by Buena Vista Distribution. It was released on October 1st of 1982, with a runtime of 6 minutes, and a budget only 60 grand. Damn. So yeah, what's the plot about it? Well, it says about Vincent Malloy. He's a 7-year-old boy. He loves playing with his dog, his sister, but he wants to be like Vincent Price. As for the history of the production, while working as a concept artist for Walt Disney Production, Tim Burton found himself 2 allies in Disney executive Julie Hickson and head of creative department John Wilhite. The two were impressed with Burton's unique talent and were not Disney material. They felt he deserves respect. As such, in 1982, Wilhite gave Burton 60 grand to produce an adaptation of a poem Burton had written titled Vincent. Burton had originally planned the poem to be a children's short story book, but thought otherwise. Together with fellow Disney animator Rick Heinrich, stopped motion animator Stephen Chiodo, and cameraman Victor Adolov, Burton worked on the project for 2 months and come up with a 6-minute short film shot in a stark black and white in style of German expressionist films of the 1920s. Vincent imagined himself in a series of situations inspired by Vincent Price, Edgar Allan Poe films that has such an effect on Burton as a child, including experimenting on his dog, a theme that subsequently appeared in Frankenweenie, and welcoming his aunt home while simultaneously conjuring up to imagine of her dipped in hot wax for his wax museum. Vincent Malloy, the main character in the film, bears a striking resemblance to Tim Burton himself. The film was narrated by Burton's childhood idol, Vincent Price, and marked the beginning of a friendship between them that lasted until Price's death in 1993. Burton credits the experience as one of the most formative experiences of his life. And hey, he had a great respect for the great actor. They've been friends until the final film, which was Edward Scissorhands. If you recall, he played the scientist who made Edward. He died due to cancer, I believe, because he was a heavy smoker and drinker during his lifetime as well, which, yeah. The film was theatrically released for 2 weeks in one Los Angeles cinema with the teen drama Tex before it was consigned to the Walt Disney Vault. It garnered several critical accolades when it played at the film festival in London, Chicago, and Seattle, winning 2 awards at Chicago and the Critics' Prize at the Annecy Film Festival in France. And there were cameos as well. An early form of the character Jack Skellington from The Night Before Christmas can be seen in an upper left corner of the screen from 118 to 125, as well as in front of the embodiment of the deceased wife from 445 to 447. Jack also appeared in Tim Burton's Beetlejuice as well, and the stop-motion animation film James and the Giant Peach, as you remember, as well. The first 2 cameos were years before the production of Nightmare, though Burton had toyed with the original story idea while still as an animator in Disney. The character Prince Vince from the Beetlejuice animated cartoon would premiere 7 years later is named after and bears a strong resemblance to Vincent Malloy, both appearance and mannerism. Which, yeah, I do remember the episode when I was doing my review of Beetlejuice. I forgot to mention this because Prince Vince is actually a strong resemblance to the stop-motion character Vincent Malloy, both appearance and personality. So, when was this made? Fortunately, when the higher-ups of Disney, amid the elders, saw this, they fired Tim Burton for the voice team money on that. Literally. And I don't know what happened to the other 2. Say it was a waste of money, and they fired them on the spot. Soon, Tim Burton was working for Warner Brothers, which I think Warner Brothers hit the jackpot with Tim Burton because he made some good films for him, like, I think the one was Pee-wee's Big Adventure, if you recall the scene with Large Marge. Oh, we all remember that scene. There was a crash. The biggest crash ever seen. I remember seeing that eerie ghost story Large Marge telling while they're driving the truck. Damn. And you also have the film Beetlejuice as well, which became a massive success as well. And then came the other one, Batman, the Michael Keaton one, back in 1989. And here's the thing. The reason why Disney tried to get him back is because he found some of his old artwork, including the poem he wrote for Night Before Christmas, and they want him to make a movie of it. Unfortunately, he can't direct the film because, one, he was directing Batman at the time, so he had his friend Henry Selick to direct the movie, but Tim Burton was the producer and the man who wrote the story. So technically, it was called Tim Burton's The Night Before Christmas, but it was actually directed by Henry Selick, if you recall. And Vincent, I think it was time around 1982. And he was fired from that. The reason why, if you were never seen the documentary of Tim Burton, if you know why he did that, his art style, is because he was abused as a child by his parents, and they punched him by locking him up in the attic. In the dark attic, he will see these images in the dark. Those drawings you see, those drawings you see what he does, that's what he sees in the dark. That's how he expresses from his fears, which helps him. I didn't even know that. It's like, whoa. Now that's sad, but damn. As for the plot, as you recall, he does it. Sorry. He does experiments on his dog, Abercrombie, in order to create a horrible, ravenous zombie dog. He's obsessed with tales of Edgar Allan Poe. It is this detachment from reality when reading them that leads him to his delusion that he's in fact a tortured artist and mad scientist deprived of the woman he loved, mirroring certain parts of Poe's The Raven. The film ends with Vincent feeling terrified of being tortured by the goings-ons of his make-believe world, quoting The Raven, as he falls to the floor in fatality, believing himself to be dead. Which, damn, I remember that. I like the stop motion though. It's actually pretty cool. And this is a dark film. Although it earned a good 2 awards from the ANSI and the critics, Disney were kind of dicks back then with him when they fired him because of wasting money on this. And I think they were stupid enough to fired him, and which cost him because Warner Bros. Managed to hit the fame for Tim Burton. One, because they made 2 famous great films for them. One of them was Pee-wee's Big Adventure, the other was Beetlejuice. And Beetlejuice came out around 87 right there, and Pee-wee a little bit later, which, of course, that marks the spot for Disney to, hey, I think we were wrong about this. I think for Tim Burton, during the later years, he made better films for like one. I think he made went back for Warner Brothers with, with Corpse Bride. I don't know what other. They did a live action like Sleepy Hollow. That was for Paramount. Which, anybody who knows Sleepy Hollow, that is a good film. And he was inspired by the Walt Disney version of Sleepy Hollow that appeared in the 40s. The one with the package feature with the Adventures of Mr. Ichabod and Mr. Toad. I remember that one, and shit. Yeah, I love when the horseman appears with that laugh. That cackling laugh. Whoa, that was pretty good. What else? But yeah, I think those are my thoughts on the short film Vincent. And if you're a fan of Tim Burton or Vincent Price, hey, this is for you. Enjoy it. It's actually on YouTube. There's actually a bunch of us on YouTube. The short on YouTube. So go ahead and enjoy it. And also, give a like to this video and hit the subscribe button so you'll miss any of our great content. And comment down below on what you think about this short. Are you a fan of Vincent Price films, or do you read some poems of Edgar Allan Poe? Edgar Allan Poe. And yeah, tell us what's your favorite story or poem of the great author of the macabre, or any Vincent Price film. Me, I do like his films. Let's see, the first film I ever seen of his was The House on Haunted Hill, then was The House of Wax. Then came with the Edgar Allan Poe ones, like The Raven, The Pendulum, Tomb of Lygia. Including his other ones, one he did with Hawthorne's Twice Told Tales and Tales of Terror. Which, hey, those films were good with him. He usually teams up with movies along with Peter Lorre in some films, like in, I think it was comedy of Terror and Tales of Terror and The Raven. Those are the three films that he appeared with Peter Lorre, if I recall correctly. But yeah, folks, I think that'll be it for today. And remember to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you won't miss our great content. Like this video. Comment down below on what you think of Vincent. And if you like it, tell me in the comments below. What do you think? And if you're a fan of Vincent Price, same as well, including the poems of Edgar Allan Poe. What was your favorite story? And remember to subscribe, because by May of this year, we're aiming at our goal of 1 million subscribers, or at least 500K for our 11th anniversary. So let's do this. And until then, from the quote of The Raven, quote The Raven, nevermore. And see you next time. Peace out.